All right, today we're going to zero in on one single source to really unpack the extraordinary claims it makes about a crystal called Ametrine. We're talking everything from spiritual harmony all the way to preventing disease. So let's break down exactly what this one document has to say.
So right off the bat, the source defines Ametrine not by its geology, but by its purpose. It says it creates multisensory integration of spirituality to form harmony. Now, this is the core idea that pretty much all the other claims are built on. But, what does that actually mean?
First up, let's look at this idea of Ametrine as a stone of harmony. The idea here is that its power is, at its very core, spiritual. And this is presented as the foundation for all of the other abilities we're about to explore. So here's how that breaks down. We're not just talking about some vague sense of peace here. The proposition is that Ametrine actively integrates spirituality across all of your senses, and that's what creates this harmony. This spiritual alignment is framed as the very root of its power.
Okay, so from that spiritual foundation, the claims start to move into the physical world. The source makes some really direct assertions about our health and healing, expanding Ametrine's supposed abilities into our bodies and our minds.
And here it is, the big health claim. The language is powerful and, well, pretty unambiguous. Curative. It's not suggesting it just helps or supports you. It's positioning Ametrine as a literal remedy for both physical and psychological diseases. This really sets the stage for some even more specific assertions.
The scope of the claims here is just staggering. We pivot from this general idea of curing diseases to something incredibly specific and scientific, repairing DNA damage. I mean, think about that. That's a huge leap, attributing a cellular level function to a crystal. And this brings us to what is probably the peak of the health claims, with a direct quote from the source. It is useful for preventing cancer. So, building on that idea of DNA repair, the document makes this ultimate preventative health assertion. It's arguably the most profound claim in the entire text.
All right, and for our final section, the source narrows its focus to two very universal life stages, claiming Ametrine can help navigate the challenges of some pretty major biological and psychological transitions.
So get this. The document says Ametrine offers a hassle-free transition through both puberty and menopause. It asserts that the crystal literally eliminates the adverse physical and psychological effects of these life stages. And what's really striking is that the exact same claim is made for both. So let's just pull all of this together for a second. According to this one source, it all starts with this abstract idea of spiritual harmony. Then it moves to the microscopic level of repairing DNA. Then it makes a claim about preventing a serious illness. And finally, it suggests it can ease these major life transitions. The range of powers given to this one crystal is just immense.
When you see all these claims laid out like this, from spiritual harmony all the way to DNA repair and disease prevention, it really leads to a pretty provocative question. We've just explained the contents of one document, but the sheer scope of its assertions is worth thinking about. How does a single source attribute so much power, from the spiritual to the cellular, to a single object? Thanks for joining us.